There are second chances, and then there are second lives. Most of us only dream about going back, about knowing what we know now, about facing the people who destroyed us with the wisdom we didn't have the first time around. But what if that dream became real? What if you actually got to go back? What would you do differently? And more importantly, who would you become? This story answers that question in the most extraordinary way possible. She had lived one life already, a life that, by every measure, should have been full and beautiful. She had family, she had assets, she had a future that seemed stable and secure. But behind the scenes, something dark was being carefully planned against her. A man she had trusted, someone who had positioned himself close enough to her world to do real damage, was quietly working to take everything she had. His deception wasn't rushed or careless. It was calculated, patient. The kind of betrayal that only works because the victim never sees it coming. And she didn't. By the time she understood what had happened, it was too late. Everything was gone. But then, she got another chance. She came back, reborn, carrying every memory of what was done to her, every detail of how it happened, and every emotion she had swallowed in her first life. And this time, she was not the same woman who had trusted blindly and lost everything. This time, she was someone sharper, someone colder when she needed to be, and someone with a very clear goal in mind. She was going to reclaim what was taken from her. Every single piece of it, and she was going to make sure he paid for what he did. Watching her move in this second life is something else entirely, because she already knows the playbook. She knows the tricks, the manipulation, the false smiles. She knows which moves are coming before they are even made. And so instead of falling into the traps that destroyed her the first time, she walks around them. And sometimes she sets traps of her own. There is a quiet confidence in the way she operates that is deeply satisfying to watch. This is not recklessness. This is precision. This is a woman who has already lost everything once and has decided with complete conviction that it will never happen again. The process of reclaiming her family's assets is not easy. It never is. The person who took them did not do so carelessly. He built walls around what he stole, surrounded himself with influence and protection, and made sure that getting it back would feel impossible. For anyone else, it probably would have been. But she is not anyone else. She is someone who already lived through the worst version of this story, and she refuses to let it end the same way twice. But here is where the story takes a turn that no one, including her, fully expected. In the middle of everything, in the middle of the battles and the strategies and the quiet wars being fought behind closed doors, she begins to notice something. Someone has been watching over her, not in a threatening way, not in a controlling way, but in that rare and almost impossible to believe way where someone genuinely, silently, chooses to protect you without asking for anything in return. An elite heir, someone with power and presence and absolutely no obligation to involve himself in her fight, had been standing in her corner all along, deflecting threats she didn't even know were coming, removing obstacles before she ever had to face them, winning battles she never knew were being fought on her behalf. And when she finally sees it clearly, when she finally understands the full picture of what this man has been doing for her, and why, something inside her shifts. The woman who came back into this life with her guard completely up, with her heart locked behind every wall she could build, finds herself standing in front of someone who had never once tried to tear those walls down. He had simply stood beside them, patient, steady, real. This is the part of the story that hits differently, because she spent her first life being destroyed by someone who pretended to care. And now, in her second life, she has found someone who cared without ever pretending. Revenge is satisfying. Reclaiming what was stolen is powerful. But being truly seen, truly protected, truly loved by the right person, at the right time, is the kind of ending that makes everything she went through feel like it was leading somewhere worth arriving at. She lost everything once, and in getting it all back, she found something she never even knew she was missing. This time, she was loved by the right man, and this time, she was ready to receive it.